Hello, one and all. It's my view of My Hero Academia, chapter 346, Super Hyper Unfair Broken Stage. And this chapter just has me so excited for this final arc because they are making such great use out of everybody, from the pros to Class 1A to Class 1B to the teachers to literally the guy in charge of the school cafeteria. Yeah, you see this chef's hat walking around behind Momo in this one panel? That is Lunch Rush. He is a pro hero who was first introduced back in, I think, like chapter 7. He is in charge of making all the food for the students at UA. And I don't think I've actually seen him since then, or if so, he certainly hasn't been relevant, and yet here he is playing a vital role in the anti-Shigaraki plan. He's providing Momo all the calories, amino acids, whatever she needs to keep making panels to replace all the ones that Shigaraki destroyed. Oh my god, I love it. I freaking love it. Literally a character introduced 340 chapters ago, it just now becoming relevant. Oh, that's amazing. That is so amazing. And it's not just him either. Hatsume and the other sport class students are installing all the panels that Momo keeps creating. This entire thing was actually built by the teachers themselves. Cementos, the dude in charge of sport class, Spectre, the principal, who is weirdly skilled with operating heavy-duty machinery for some reason. Yeah, we need an entire spin-off just to explain what the principal's deal is. What is this dude's deal? Why is he so good at operating heavy-duty machinery? And why does he have a quirk? He is an animal. He is not a person who just happens to have a quirk that makes him look like a mole. He is literally an animal whose quirk gave him superhuman intelligence. Animals don't have quirks. We have never seen an animal in this series who has a quirk besides him. In fact, that was the entire reason why I believe that he was the UA spy. He was someone that, All For One experimented on years and years ago and installed a quirk and say, hey, I wonder if I can give quirks to animals. Oh, neat, I can. All right, moving on. And they just, threw him away after some very disturbing experimentation. I have so many questions about the principal. But anyway, though, in order to actually power this giant super mega fortress and the electric fence all around it, they're using Kaminari and Comic Man from Class 1B. Yeah, another really weird character that I have so many questions about. Apparently, just by creating the kanji for Zoom, he can create almost as much electricity as Kaminari can, so I feel like he's a broken character. I feel like he is an incredibly broken character. Actually, back during the Class 1A versus 1B fight, didn't he make, kanji that were, literally dozens of meters across, literally covering the entire battlefield? Yeah, he's scary. He is really freaking scary. And in order to actually keep Shigaraki from breaking out of this giant cage, they are using the combination of Manual and Aizawa, just like they did back in Jaku. Huzzah! But because Aizawa's eyes were badly damaged, he isn't actually able to use his quirk to negate Shigaraki's, so instead they need to rely on Monoma, who's using his copy quirk on Aizawa by basically holding his hand to make sure that he can keep negating Shigaraki's quirk over and over again. Great plan! Except for the fact that Shigaraki then grew a whole bunch of hands and attacked Mirko with them, which is, yeah, that just happened. That seriously just happened. I mean, we saw this, a couple chapters ago. Oh, a giant massive finger shot out of this cave and then retracted back into Shigaraki. And back then, I kind of assumed it was more, symbolical, representing all the dozens or hundreds of quirks that Shigaraki was currently trying to keep contained inside his body. No, it was literal. It was an actual literal thing Shigaraki is now capable of doing without a quirk. This is not a quirk power he's using here. This is some sort of biological feature that comes installed inside of his new body, which is, yeah, bad. Really overwhelmingly bad. I mean, seriously, it seems like they're gonna, really struggle against Shigaraki with his quirks negated. And sooner or later, Monoma, Aizawa, Manual, one of them will get knocked out, and Shigaraki will have full access to all of his quirks. At which point things go from bad to, oh my god, we're all gonna die. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. My best guess is, this is going to be, the pre-Deku fight. This is going to be their attempt to fight Shigaraki before Deku shows up. And by the time Deku actually gets here, the whole erasure plan will have failed, and he'll have to fight Shigaraki, with all of his powers, with the full strength of hundreds of quirks at his disposal. So, yeah, that's gonna be bad, like I said. Though it can get so much worse because while Shigaraki has, finished evolution, he doesn't really know how to actually use the power to its full potential. He even said in this fight, and hey, don't take over my head this time, me, which, is just so very concerning because this means the veil, the boundary separating him from All For One is blurring to the point where he can't really tell who's who. And what's worse, at some point, All For One will take control. All For One will take over Shigaraki. So as I see it, this fight's gonna have 3 stages. First off, Shigaraki with all of his quirks nullified. Secondly, Deku versus Shigaraki with his quirks. And finally, thirdly, Deku versus All For One in Shigaraki's body with all of his quirks. And then probably like a 4th stage as well. Deku versus All For One inside the quirk realm. That's my best guess, at least for that. So yeah, concerning, definitely concerning. Though on the bright side, this does give Deku a chance to talk to Toga, to explain his feelings to her, and to hear what she has to say about why it is she became a villain, what the League of Villains actually means to her. And I don't think that's really going to change Deku's mind all that much, but it's important to understand why people became villains in order to keep future villains from being created. And once he understands her story, maybe he'll be able to reach out to Shigaraki, or Tomura, inside of Shigaraki, inside of All For One, that scared little boy who's begging to be saved, that scared little boy who just wanted to be a hero, and then just had the absolute worst life thrown upon him. I mean, seriously, his backstory is darker than 90% of manga villains. But anyway, though, I really do love Yue's plan to basically rocket launch Shigaraki into the air every time he tries to use Decay. Because not only does this keep Decay from spreading, but also sends him flying directly into the electromagnetic barrier, which causes muscles to lock up and allows them to do some serious damage to him while he's recovering. Good combo move right there. Great combo move right there. And as long as Lunch Rush is able to create enough food for Momo, she can make the parts almost indefinitely, which allows this fight to go on, until Deku arrives to lend a helping hand. Huzzah! And according to the wiki, Lunch Rush once cooked food for 10,000 people after a hurricane, so I'm guessing his quirk lets him create food, or maybe create food that has higher nutritional value, which would give Momo all the nutrients she needs to, keep this going for as long as she needs to. Huzzah! And I do love Best Genius calling out Hatsume, saying this entire plan was only made possible because of the work of a 16-year-old young lady. Really, that is just high praise right there. That is really, really high praise, and I cannot wait to see an epilogue of the series where she cashes in on it. Oh, don't you want to buy products made by the girl that saved the entire world from Shigaraki? Oh, I could see that. I could definitely see her doing that. I mean, let's not forget, during the sports festival, she literally spent like 30 minutes advertising your products while in a fake fight against Ida. She is a terrifying personality. A truly, truly terrifying personality. And like I said before, this whole plan kind of relies on Aizawa, Manuel, and Monoma. And it seems like there might be another step to it as well, because you can't really make it out all that well, but it seems like they're situated atop of a cage of some sort. Is that some sort of other barrier against Shigaraki? Some way of keeping Shigaraki from getting near them? I mean, maybe. There are a whole bunch of electric cables leading to it, so I wouldn't be surprised if when Shigaraki tries to get close, he gets badly electrocuted. I mean, they'd probably want to put as much power into that as they put into the giant electromagnetic barrier all around them. Because, Monoma and Aizawa are the, big ace in their plan. The entire thing kind of relies on them. I mean, it also kind of relies on Deku, but he's not here right now. So those three, I guess, if you count Manuel, are way more important. But yeah, let me know down below what you think of the teamwork this chapter, of making full use out of basically everybody. I really am hoping we see more of that moving forward. We see, the other fights against the other League of Villain members, and we see, cooperation, teamwork, people working together on a grand scale to take down the villains. I mean, I remember correctly, last chapter, Grand Orca and Froppy went to the aquarium with Toga, which actually sounds like I'm describing a really weird date, but either way, they are both water-based heroes, so I'm certain they have some sort of plan to deal with the villain somehow, some way. When do you think Deku's going to arrive? How many phases will this fight have? How long is it going to take for this plan to fail utterly and spectacularly? And what do you think the weak link is going to be? Will it be Monoma running out of nutrients? Will it be Lunch Rush running out of food? Will it be Cementos passing out from exhaustion? Will it be Monoma getting knocked out by Shigaraki? Or will it be just all the pro heroes getting utterly and completely wrecked by Shigaraki's weird expandable finger thingy? Yeah, it might be that one. It might be that one. But please link all down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. And until then, peace!